and I are going to do the wrap up here. We're going to show you the time of the year we're at right now up here in northern Wisconsin. And our season ended about a week ago. We're on the 30th of December. We're finally doing a wrap up from that street tear out down there. It was a fantastic hunt. Rube and I did really well. Found a lot of stuff. I'm not going to show you too much of my daughter's location here. Keep her place private. There's our chubby cat. And here it is, a lot and lots and lots of stuff. I mean, it was a heck of a hunt. Rube and I were just hitting it hard down in there. I think we were in there 5 or 6 different times, 4 hours on average right around in there. What you're seeing here is just stuff we threw out on the table, the really good finds, the Wheaties, the Silvers, the Indians. It was a fantastic hunt, tokens and skeleton keys and things of that nature. A lot of the trash we've already disposed of quite a bit of it, but we kept stuff out, that kind of was interesting. Just to give you an idea of the different array of things that we were pulling up out of there. And this is probably, if you're looking at this from a distance, right there, that's just a drop in the bucket to everything we pulled out of there, because we were digging everything. I mean, everything, every signal, because you had to. It was such crackly ground down in there that you had to dig stuff. And a lot of times it turned out to be an Indian head penny or a V nickel, things like that down in there. So, it's one of those rules of thumb when you're doing a road tear out like that. You tune that machine, and we're using our Garrett AT Pros down in there with headphones, and it was just crackling all the time. So you had to adjust your discrimination and your sensitivity, but you had to dig every signal, and that was the rule of thumb down in there. And most road tear outs are like that, because they have those little pieces of iron everywhere down in there. So we're just going to show you some of the stuff. Some of the square nails we found down in there, some really nice ones. I got this one up out of there. That was a really, really nice one. That had to have been dropped fresh in the soil somewhere. But a lot of the big rusty ones, we were finding big spikes and things like that down in there. Got a window handle off of some automobile. We couldn't tell you what it was off of. And a lot of horse tack, pieces of lanterns and things like that down in there. Some more of the square nails, spoons, quite a bit of spoons down in there. How many spoons do you think we found down in there?
I at least found 6.
Yeah,
sure.
They were everywhere down in there. I mean, just a lot of them. And there's a piece of a bridle bit there. A lot of pottery down in there. There was a lot of pottery pieces all over the place. Now, this was the older part of Eau Claire, Wisconsin here. So we expected to find a lot of stuff down in there. When they were tearing that out, we hot-footed it down in there and looked around and found a lot of stuff. Like I said, lantern parts, toy cars, things like that. You saw, what's his name?
Perry.
Perry, yeah. Perry found some Midge cars, V-nickels, things on that order. That he's not around right now, and we couldn't get it on film, but you can see some of that. I think this was a salt and pepper shaker type of thing. A couple of big brass buckles we got out of there. You guys saw us bring up this stuff. These are a couple of the valve stem covers, quite a few suspenders and that. And we did lose some stuff that fell out of our bags and things like that. We're getting old, we fall down, things like that happen. So we lose stuff, but you can see the different kinds of buckles we were getting down in there. Some really, really neat looking buckles. You saw me bring up that presidential there. Couple of old thimbles right there. Some lead pieces, wheel that's off of a wheel weight there. We were getting quite a few of these little lead squares. We don't know what they came off of. Let's see, some of them have markings on them, and you really can't tell what they were off of, unless those are the old wheel weights also, which could be. So quite a bit of stuff we were getting out of there. Get down here to the good stuff. Lots of Wheaties, pocket change. I mean, who did good on the Wheaties down in there? He brought some of his pocket change. I didn't put any of them out there. Some more Wheaties right down through here.
We don't know what that is for sure.
Yeah, it's pieces like that we would clean off. you know, might have been off of a furniture piece, something like that, you know. Some of the silvers down in here, you guys saw him bring up that.
And freak out.
Yeah, that was the first silver we found down in there, and it was just a free for all after that. He got a few marks out of there. Really nice religious piece. That was a nice find also. See that one there. We checked that over real fast, make sure that wasn't silver. And auto parts, I think that's off of Model A or Model T timing. The old padlock, that was a great find. Really nice find, and we've got snapshots of stuff like that we're going to put on there. This was 1853
patent date.
52 or 53?
53, excuse me.
That's number 3 right there. We were able to find a number 2 and a number 1 on the internet. Got himself a skeleton key down in there. This piece here, we think that's a pontiff token right there. You know, one of the popes down in there. And quite a bit of Indians. I mean, we did really well on the Indians. Some of them we could clean up, some of them we couldn't. Nice buckle there. You guys saw him bring up that
6 months sobriety token.
Yeah, sobriety token. You guys saw us bring up that pocket watch in there, and a lot of different pieces down in there. These ones here, we figured is just a tool tag, but this one here has some age to it. And I'm going to show you that one. It's actually numbered 294 Jackson. Now what they used to do back in the logging, when there was a logging mill down in there, is they would the buyer would come in from out east or wherever he was at. He would buy a certain lot of timber, and then they would saw it up to his standard, what he needed for his lawmill. Then they would ship it downriver. But they would use those tags right there to mark his lot of lumber that he was purchasing from the old lumber company. So that was a really nice find right there. It took a little bit of research, and I figured that one out. Like I said, I actually got 2 skeleton keys. I can't find the other one. This was the bent one that I found. Really good finds. We always like those skeleton keys and stuff like that. Right down in here, he got 1 V nickel. I got 1 V nickel. That one there was the shield nickel that he found, and that was a great find right there. Now I'll put a still shot up in there, some pictures and stuff like that, so you guys can see it here in the wrap up and that. My phone wants to be difficult. There we go. I think we got that upside. No. Yeah, right there. Very nice find. That was a great find for who. It was beautiful V-neck or shield nickel that he got down out of there. And what was the date on that?
1868.
1868.
And the next day I found another one.
You found that one.
And that's either a 66 or a 67. You can see the rays around the 5.
Yeah, a little gnarly. Like I said, a lot of the coins we get down out of the street tear-outs, they do look like this. They get gnarled off and smooth, and you know, it takes a little bit of work. You can see the shield a little bit right there. So who got 2 V's on there? We didn't get a single buffalo nickel out of there, and that really surprised us.
Or a barber.
Or a barber, you know, dime, quarter, anything of that nature. But a lot of great relics and things like that. You know, buckles, and that was a mood ring that probably, you know, 60s, 70s, somewhere in there. Heel plates. A lot of the stuff we couldn't identify in that. Horseshoe, some bullets, nice Monica Reed, old pocket knife that's wooden down through there. A few tokens that we got out of there. This is the 1950s Eau Claire Transit token. That's a 1940s transit token. And this one here was my token find. This was a great find. This is from Minneapolis, Minnesota, and that's an old trolley railroad token. Really nice find. That one we were happy to bring that up. And then over here, you know, dog tag. That's more of a modern one. Nice old button there. Let me see if I can get it to focus in for you there. And this one here got some age to it. Got one of those old nice metal backings for the loop there. That was a nice find right there. Couple of the old buttons. This is Wisconsin seal button. Um, not real sure if that's Civil War or if it's World War One. It's one of the older buttons, definitely. Here you can see the backs. Oh, what do they call that name under the maker?
Scoville.
Yeah, Scoville. There you go, Scoville Manufacturing Company, Waterbury, Connecticut. Nice, nice old one.
Gotta get that one you just flipped over.
Yeah, right there. That one there. Doing our research in that, we went to a page that actually showed this button on it. Now, the cannonball's right underneath it. You can see the three cannonballs right there. The eagle sitting on an anchor. This was identified as a Confederate naval button. That's the best guess that we can get at it. You know, if somebody can actually identify that button for us, we'd appreciate it. I mean, you know, that's our, you know, doing our research. That was our guess. It looked like that one there. So coming down here, I got myself, I think it was 3, 6, 9, 12, 14, 15, 18 wee pennies out of there. I was popping Wheaties left and right. Real nice ones. Some of them we could clean up, some of them we couldn't. Got myself, I think it was 13 IHPs. Some of them, like I said, we could clean up. Some of them we couldn't. I mean, they were just gnarly down in there, but, you know, cleaning them up the best we could. We got some really great dates out of it. This one here was real ugly. So you can actually see, I mean, coming up out of the ground, they're so crusty and musty and ugly. Got ourselves a foreign coin out of there. Bank of, I still can't pronounce it. Negara, Malaysia. Aluminum coin. That's a 10 sen, S-E-N. And remember, I was talking about it looked like it had a couch or something on the back side of that. Still can't figure out that one. But the only foreign coin we got out of there. Pretty neat. You guys saw me bring up that Japanese medallion right there. That was another really neat find. Took me a while to identify that one also. Right over here was my find that I consider one of my best finds down in there. Old Boy Scout good luck token. And that's the brass type. And the Excelsior Shoe Corporation on there. If you look at the backside, that was a great find. Good luck token.
Pre-1930.
Yeah, membership emblem of the Boy Scouts Club. That was before it was known as the Association. That was my find down in there that I really, really enjoyed finding that one. It was a great one. Nice old dog token or a clear Pets Association or something like that. And then, you know, the horseshoes, the bullets, things like that. Marnica reads, everybody finds those. Who and I find them just as much as anybody else. Got this nice old pocket knife down in there, wooden handled one. That was great. That was a good find too. Got a lead soldier out of there. Few rings, Latin penny. It was that Minnesota one. Like I said, a few of the rings that didn't pan out to be anything much. Then I got myself 2 Mercs and a Rosie, and then 2 Walking Silvers. Those were the really good big silvers that we got down on it here. A day apart, yeah.
In the same stretch of road.
It was amazing. This one here, I think they're both 1942s. Found that the night before we went to our meeting. Went on a hunt with another friend of ours, Jim, where you saw me find that other skeleton key like this one, and then he had to take off, and then I popped that one there, and that didn't even ring up in the high 90s or anything. If I remember right, it was what, about 88? I think it was about 19 or 88 on the AT Pro that one rang up at. So, you know, coming down through those road tear-outs, we really had to do a lot of digging in that, and we were getting a lot of, you know, just the pieces like this, you know, that would pop up, but time after time we were hitting Indians that weren't ringing in that 68 to 72 range that they should on the AT Pro and that. So you know, it was a dig everything kind of situation, which all road tear outs are. You've got to dig it all. If you want to find this stuff, you've got to dig. Even the U.F.O signals that are down there in that 48, you know, on an AT Pro, they would be down in that 48 area. So, you know, digging through a lot of these holes and that we're coming up with a lot of the scrap, a lot of pieces like that, you know, part of a window crank, just a lot of different things out here. But you can see the age range that we were finding a lot of this stuff. I mean, you know, all the way back to 1853 on the lock right there, on that nice old brass lock, you know, right up until, you know, the modern stuff where, you know, you would usually find on a dig. So it was one of the best road tear outs we've ever been on, and this is just, you know, dropping the bucket of a lot of the stuff. If you can see right now we're already at 17 minutes on this wrap up, but if we threw everything out here that we had found,
It'd take us half the day.
take us half the day to get through this and that. We're trying to keep the footage low and everything, but Hoob and I had one of the best series of hunts at, you know, in a lifetime. It was such a good payout and everything in there. So thanks for coming along and enjoying the series. Hopefully you guys are going to be as, you know, as lucky as we were out here on these road tear outs and out on your digs and everything like that. So we appreciate you guys coming along. Heck of a hunt. You guys stay safe coming into 2021. You guys have a great year. Thanks for coming along.